we've learned before in a number of different examples and areas that Chazal wanted to limit our activity on Yom Tov. Meaning there are things that you could do, but they want to limit, and we're going to see in this parak, in the next few Mishnayot, they wanted to limit your ability to do things even that would theoretically be permitted because it's Yom Tov and you don't have to do it on Yom Tov or it's too much what's called tircha, too much exertion. So we're going to start Beitzah, Parak Hey, Mishnah Al, the first Mishnah in the 5th chapter, the last chapter of Beitzah, with this idea. How much work can you do and where's the limit? Says the Mishnah, Mishilin Perot Derech Aruba B'Yom Tov, Avalo B'Shabbat. Mishilin Perot, Nashil Perot means to lower fruit. Derech Aruba. Aruba is a skylight. So apparently in their times, I mean, it was pretty clear that this is very common. People had fruit. Generally, they talk about it with regard to figs. They dried them out. They would take all their fruit and dry them out because they would have no way of preserving them. So the only way you could preserve your fruit is to dry it out. Dates we dry out. Figs we dry out. So they wouldn't have oranges or anything like that. It doesn't seem like that was prevalent. You don't see it mentioned. Nonetheless, so they would dry it out. So now I leave my fruit. It's Sukkot, and I'm leaving my fruit to dry out that I just harvested, and it's going to rain. And the rain is going to ruin my dried fruit. So the Mishnah says, Mishilin Perot, I'm allowed to lower these fruit, Derech Aruba, through the skylight, and Aruba is a skylight, on Yom Tov. Avalo b'Shabbat, but you can't do it on Shabbat. And this is exactly what the Bartanura says. You have fruit, and you want it's going to rain. This is the key word, tircha. They allowed him to exert himself. You can throw it, you can just push it down through the skylight and they fall. Deleka tircha yetera. There isn't an extra amount of exertion. It's not too much work. V'davka aruba. But the Mishnah says specifically aruba, only if you have a skylight. D'chol aruba milamala lamata. Because the skylight is from above down, you just push it down. Aval chalon. But if it's a window, kagon gag shemukaf mechitzot. Let's say the roof has walls around it, v'chalon bakotel, and it's a wall, okay, in the side, and the window is in the wall. V'tzarich lahagbiho ad hachalon hashlicho. You have to pick up this produce and then throw it down. Kulei hai lo sharu rabbanan limitrach. See that word, the mitrach? Okay, this much the Chazal did not allow you to exert yourself. So they said, you want to save your fruit? We got it, we understand. You could do it through the skylight, but you can't do it through the window. Avalo b'Shabbat, and none of that you can do on Shabbat. Furthermore, umechasin perot bekelim mipnei hadelef. Let's say you have fruit in your, or produce or food or what have you in your house, and delef is drip. It's the dripping of the rain, and it's gonna ruin your stuff. So you can cover it with kelim. You can cover your fruit. You can cover your food with vessels, utensils, because in order to prevent the dripping from the dripping through the roof from ruining your stuff. And the same is true. You can cover them because of the dripping rain. Finally, you're allowed to put that's dripping. You take your, you don't have pens in this, whatever. You take your cup and you can do it and you catch it. You'll say, why? How can I do that? Why shouldn't I be able to do it? Interestingly enough, because maybe the rain was muksa you didn't have in mind, or the Mishnah says you're allowed to do it. Why? Shelo yitanfu abayit, so the house doesn't get ruined. And if the kli becomes full, shofech v'shona ve'inanin, you can just pour it out outside and do it again. You don't have to stop yourself. Now the Kahati brings out, he says according to some positions, the machloket in the Rishonim, what happens if it's dirty water? Like if you can only do it according to some positions if the water is clean. Okay, but if the water is not clean, if the water is disgusting and not usable, then some positions, let me see, he says, right, it's not clean, you're not allowed to use it, because then that's what's called bitul kli mehechano. What does that mean? Let's say if I have disgusting water, and then I have my mug, and I could use the water to drink it, but now it's full of muddy water. Now it's not usable anymore, it's disgusting. So some positions, some Rishonim say that you're not allowed to use that, you're not allowed to catch the water if the water is not clean. But I don't think we pass them that way. You can look it up in the halach if you want. We'll stop here and dedicate our learning to my father, Rav Simcha B'Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.